Hi, chat. I'm back for another stream because it's time to watch another presentation. Why do they do these so early in the morning? I have no idea if anyone will even be here. Suppose I need to do the thing where I make sure that I'm actually being heard, right? Alright, seems like we're all good. Seems like we're up and running. So yeah, I'm back. I'm back for another direct thing. I figure I kind of want to make this a regular occurrence, even if I can't quite pull that off for uploads. I promise I'm working on something. It's just turning out longer than I expected it to take to make the next episode. And I'm trying to switch video editing crap. I'm trying not to use any Adobe programs anymore because I want to be done with them, so that makes it take even longer. But yeah, we're gonna watch the Pokémon Presents today. I don't exactly have like a super amazing plan. I just thought I would just kind of wing it. I also know for sure a lot. If anyone watches this, a lot of it will probably be post. A lot of it will probably be post. People will watch it later once the stream is over. And I don't know how many people will really tune in live, but I was like, I might as well do it as a stream. You know, could do it as a video, but might as well do it as a stream. But now if I hit this, you can see paint. We did this last time of just like sort of talking about the presentation from both an expectations and a hopes thing. So let's do it again. Let's do hopes, and then over here we can do expectations. And we could talk a little bit about what we think is going to be shown in this Pokémon Presents. And there's some stuff that's obvious, some stuff that's not too obvious. I think they said this is going to be like 19 minutes long. I don't know if they said or if that's just the rumor. I've heard 19 minutes. I think I saw Joe Sarabi talking about 19 minutes. So I think that's about average for usual. I think we've had some that are like a little bit longer, but most of them have been shorter than that. So if most of them have been shorter, that's good. So let's do an expectation first, and we'll make it an obvious one. That's just Legends ZA things. I think it pretty much goes without saying they're definitely going to finally talk about Legends ZA, which, you know, not necessarily a reason to get up at 6:30 a.m. for me. I'm actually so glad that the normal world is on daylight savings time right now, because it means Arizonans I get to get up and watch at 7 instead of 6. Oh my god. If it was any other time of the year, I would have had to get up at 5:30, but that's the nice thing about Pokemon Day being early in the year, I guess. So I suppose I can kind of add on a little extra. Also, I'm just gonna say, because I know people are probably gonna comment it if they watch this post direct. I know I should have scheduled this. I did not plan this well. I could have put it on the calendar so you could see it before the stream actually started, and I just forgot. I forgot that was even a thing. I was like, oh yeah, it's the night before. I wanted to do that stream, and I don't even have a thumbnail made, so I ran through that real quick, and that was pretty much what I did last night. So, if we want to be, oops, what did I do? I hit tab and now it's no longer functioning. Okay, well, if we want to be more specific, oopsie, if we want to be more specific about what they're going to show for Legends ZA, I guess they'll show the starters, new megas. I mean, like Lumiose Hub. I don't know how much more we expect than that. We need to figure out how much more, like how much different is Legends ZA actually going to be than Legends Arceus. We don't know yet. I hope a lot. If you used to follow me on Twitter, or if you follow me on Blue Sky, you'll know I am not a huge fan of Legends Arceus, and by not a huge fan, I mean it's like, It's like the one core series Pokemon game that I don't like at all. But I guess that's not true. Like BDSP are also core series. Sinnoh is my baby, but I wasn't very happy with how things ended up. What else do we expect? New Unite character. I can do like. I think I've been hearing things about Suicune. I don't know if that's accurate or if they've already released Suicune. I don't keep up with Unite that much. Like I jump back into Unite just to like watch content on it whenever I see something interesting. Like I remember when Tinkaton came out, I was like, oh sweet, that's a cool pick, and I almost want to play again just to play as Tinkaton because they look like such of my type of character. Just such a frustrating little gremlin walking around swinging that giant hammer. I also just love the characters that like can put out a bunch of damage at once. I gotta go faster. We did this last time where I was like, we got plenty of time to do the hopes versus expectations, and then I'm like, oh gosh, I spend so long rambling that we don't actually have that much time. So we're gonna get a new TCG Pocket set, I'm sure. Everyone keeps saying this. I don't know, like, I don't know what it'll be themed. Probably around either Arceus or Giratina EX. That's kind of what I expect. Like new mobile game, like new cafe remix content, probably. that's pretty much a guarantee. Are there any other mobile games? Yeah, I'm sure. Like new Masters EX event. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave these as my expectations. I think this is all just kind of obvious. Like I kind of just think this will happen. But for the hopes, I'm gonna say Legends ZA has a new battle system. It might be weird considering I always talk about how I really do like normal Pokemon and normal just like classic Pokemon format compared to Legends. But there's a part of me that really does hope that that Legends ZA has a new battle system, because one of my biggest problems with that game was that it feels like all of the stuff from Pokemon, from the classic series, is just kind of like grafted on to an open world. I mean, open world, is it open zone? Like, I think it came before Sonic Frontiers, but Sonic Frontiers kind of coined that term, and it wasn't really that different from a lot of other games that came out. So, like, it just felt like it didn't really work. So it's like, it's weird to say that I kind of want Legends ZA to be less than, like, to have a different battle system than the games I like more. But I would genuinely say that's the truth. I do. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Can I, like? Oh, look at that! I forgot I have a gold border to match the thumbnail, to match the fact that usually Pokemon is a gold border when I talk about these. Anyway, I get distracted so easily, especially when it's 6:56 a.m. and my eyes are gonna roll back into my head because I am not good on little sleep. So I would love to see something more exciting. Like, if Legends is going to be this series that like does everything different from the classic series, I want them to just solidify it and not borrow as much from the normal, like, original Pokemon series. Like, all of the like weird mechanics in Legends, I think, would go down a little smoother if the game just played nothing like the classics. So I would love to see that. I mean, could put Pokken 2 on my hopes. I really would like to see a new Pokken. I liked the first one a good bit. I just felt like it had some mechanics that were not really well thought out, which I think is the case for like most first entries in a fighting game series. So I think that's more or less fair enough. So I really hope they do Pokken 2. There is a part of me that feels like they wouldn't until Switch 2. And like, we've seen Switch 2, but we don't know much about it yet. That doesn't mean they can't tease it, though. Like, they could totally be like, hey, Pokken 2, you'll get more information later, and then they could talk about it in, like, another Presents closer to the release of Legends ZA. So, because it is theoretically possible, I'm gonna put it on here, and I'll go ahead and do, I'm just gonna put this as well, like, just gonna go ahead and put that on there. I think there is a non-zero percent. There's a non-zero chance that that we get everyone's like, oh, thank God they're taking a year, right? They took last year off. I'm not. I'll believe it when I see it. I think there's a chance that ILCA is doing a like. I'll clarify at all possible. I would love for ILCA to kind of redeem themselves and give me like a sweet remake. I do think if they gave us a new remake right now, it would be Gen 2. They could do 5, obviously. A lot of people are saying Gen 5 remakes. I think they would do 2 first. It has been the longest since we've seen 2, because Heart Gold Soul Silver were before Black and White, and everything that came out before Heart Gold Soul Silver, we have been back to those regions, like somewhat recently. So I think if we got remakes, it would probably be Gen 2. I don't know if they'd be Let's Go. They could be. I did think about, would Pokemon ever dare go for the 3 versions and sell us Let's Go, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune? Because that would be kind of funny. Even if it would probably make people upset. But yeah, I just... This is what would make me happy, is seeing some sort of classic series, like just... classic series game... Smile. Classic series game smile. Alright, they're my hopes and my expectations, you know, like, I understand that my hopes will be horribly dashed when none of them come true, but that's the point of this, isn't it? So you can go ahead and write that down. We got like less than a minute, so I'm gonna go ahead and really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize that. And we've got the Ribbit King music playing. I can go ahead and turn that off, and then I'll go ahead and refresh the Presents page. Premiere will begin shortly. Okay, is it? That's weird. It's not letting me go full screen. I guess I can't until the actual video starts? Okay. Oh, let me, I can... If I do that... Oh, it's 7 a.m. Can I refresh again? Oh, there we are. Yep. Alright, hello. We're here. We are here, and I'm gonna mute this. I don't know why. It's been so long, and still, YouTube hasn't figured out that this boot up screen is so much louder than the video that comes after, always. What do we have the volume at? Okay, I think that's where I want it. Hopefully the audio is good. If the audio is not good enough where you can't tell what's happening, if you like need me to boost it, go ahead and put it in the chat if you're here, because you need to be able to hear me. I can't have it overpowering my voice, but I can turn it up a little if you feel like it'll help. So I was testing it with last year's Presents, and like this opening gag that they did with all the unknown was way, way, way louder than the presentation. So it's like hard to know until they start talking, really.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Ishihara from the Pokémon Company.
Hi, Ishihara from the Pokémon Company.
Today, February 27, is Pokémon Day.
I know, isn't that exciting?
This is the date the Pokémon Red and Pokémon Green games.
It's kind of funny that, like, by the time, like, it might already be the 28th in Japan. Like, they really cater to us. It's really interesting. But now my eye is itching. No eye itching during the direct.
All you trainers around the world. Thanks to all of you, it's now possible to enjoy Pokemon each day in a variety of ways.
It sure is, man. It can really be with you from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. It really can be.
Brighten your day-to-day lives with Pokemon.
Although I've been mentally broken by social media. Whenever these start, I start looking around his set looking for clues, even though I don't know that they've ever once done the actual clues. I don't know that they've ever once actually done clues. But
It's the Netflix series Pokémon Concierge. Taking
All
place
right.
at the Pokémon Resort on a tropical island, the story
It's
follows
just so
Haru,
pretty.
who is still finding her feet as a new concierge, and Psyduck as they grow together through their
is this
interactions
more
with the
episodes?
resort's
I know they were like they were posting
It's
the
starring
existing
live with
episodes
modern
onto
visuals that can be achieved
YouTube.
only through stop-motion animation. And new episodes of Pokémon Concierge are in production. They are slated for
September.
release in September 2025.
I literally held off watching the original because it like came out during the winter, and I was like, no, this is a summer show. I have to watch this in the summer.
Oh
wow.
In this motion test footage. Just look at the
Jinx.
personality and how they move. But there's more. For a
Ooh, I like
limited
that he's-
time, the
he's-
first
he's all, like,
4
glossy.
episodes are available to watch on Pokemon's official YouTube channel for free. Please take this chance to watch them if you haven't been able to tune in to Pokemon Concierge yet.
That guy looks
We
like he
hope you
should be
look forward
voiced by
to the new
Patrick
episodes
Warburton.
as well.
Turn up a little bit, please. Okay. I can
Hello, everyone.
give you like a little bit.
Lumia from the
I don't want it to be overwhelming, but
Next, we have a number of other announcements to share with you.
thankfully when they're talking, they're putting up subtitles automatically.
In Pokemon Go Tour Unova Global will take place on March 1st and March 2nd. This event can be enjoyed at no cost from anywhere in the world where Pokemon Go is available. During the event, the legendary Pokemon Black Kyurem and White Kyurem will appear in raid battles and elsewhere. Also, trainers will soon have a chance to encounter Victini and Shiny Meloetta. We'll also share promo codes.
Yeah,
for
we gotta
everyone to
enjoy Go while it
Pokemon
lasts
Go
here.
Season 2.
There's some disconcerting news about Niantic being like sold, which is disconcerting. Excuse me. Why am I seeing Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire? This is like a TCG. This is gonna be Masters. Okay, it's Masters. Yeah. Okay. I'm like this is fishy. This is not what I think it is. Pokemon stories continue on your mobile device. Yeah. Okay. I had a brief moment. I'm like they're not porting ORAS to Switch. I would get so hyped for that. I would actually be thrilled if they ported ORAS to Switch. I honestly, they should port every 3DS one to Switch. They should do it. Because I don't think it would be that difficult. Go call up the Luigi's Mansion 2 HD team and just say, hi, can we just use whatever you did? Can we just reuse whatever you did? And import this to Switch. Getting X and Y, Sun and Moon, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, getting all that on Switch would be incredibly good. Pokemon Sleep. They're flying through this. Like, this is a lot of, like, the generic mobile game things going by really fast. I'm assuming that means... Oh, I like that you got the little motif in the ear there. I assume this means the Legends ZA segment is just going to be very long. It's Unite. It's Unite. There's Ho-Oh. There's Mr. Suicune. So yeah, I assume this is supposed to be his official reveal, but because they do the playable test region, like this, we know about all this, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I don't know about Alcremie. I don't think I had heard that one. I definitely had heard Suicune and Alolan Raichu, but I don't think I knew about Alcremie. That's kind of cool. I like when they do weirder picks for Unite.
Remote Stadium
You
will
know.
be returning to ranked matches.
Oh, that's
Enjoy
not a
intense
selling
battles in
point.
an unforgettable Remote Stadium.
That's not a selling
a new
point.
type of battle is also arriving, called First to 500.
That's
And
potentially
new
a selling
feature
point.
Called EOS technology allows you to gain special effects when you score a certain number of points. Plus,
Oh.
look forward to an updated map with updated wild Pokemon. The
Oh,
win condition is
okay.
simple. Be the first to score 500 points.
That sounds like fun. That does indeed sound like fun. Unite's doing a lot. They're gonna be like adding a lot of stuff. Here we go. I've been keeping up with this game. I haven't posted much about it except on Blue Sky, but I have been keeping up with this game. I'm watching these packs to see if any of them are new. If they show some new cards, I will go back through this trailer after the presentation and I will go back through the presentation afterwards and look at all the new cards. Oh, yep, there's Tyranitar, Abomasnow, Rotom, Raichu, another Raichu, wow, Crobat. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to scroll back through this. There he is. Is that the Triumphant light. I hate leaks so much. I hate leaks so much. Special events are coming. Ranked matches are coming. Okay. I'm not necessarily craving that, but, you know, I know a lot of people are, so it's like fair enough. TCG. EX. Megas! Sweet. Megas are back in the TCG. Whoa! Evolves from Riolu and Kirlia? That's new. Huh. That's weird. They don't evolve from Lucario and Gardevoir. They evolve from the middle form.
News about the Pokemon video game series.
Okay.
In the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games, we're celebrating Pokemon Day with a Rotom phone case giveaway.
Sure. Why not?
Along with a mass outbreak event and other in-game events to come.
I still haven't even played Violet. It's kind of crazy. I feel like it's rare that it takes me this long to play the other version.
Will appear in a series of Terra Raid battle events.
Okay.
And even more Pokemon are planned to appear in the future. We hope you continue to enjoy the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games. Next, please have a look at this video.
Okay. Okay. You give me chills every time you say that. I thought we were about to go into We Will Rock You for a second. I was like, huh? Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh. Are we about to see... Are they finally gonna re-release the Game Boy games? Are they gonna re-release some of the old ones? Huh? Or is this just another, like, Pokemon Through the Ages video? I think it might be the latter. Yeah, I think it's the latter. Unless, would they... I know there was rumors of a re-release of the old games. Would they include Battle Revolution and Stadium? You'd think those would just be on Switch Online, honestly. Oh, Stadium's already on Switch Online, isn't it? I think it actually is. On the phone. On the phone. Not actual gameplay footage. Are they gonna take on Pokemon Showdown? Oh, interconnect. This is a Showdown competitor, isn't it? I think this is just like a battle game. It's got Megas. It's got Terrestrialization. It's got Megas and Terrestrialization in the same game. Oh my. I wonder if this is a Showdown competitor. Pokemon Champions. Now in development. Please give us more information. I guess it's Pokemon. They're going to have like a website up, I bet. So we can maybe go read about that. To me, that reads as like, that might be like a Showdown competitor.
What you've just seen is the world's first glimpse of a new title, Pokemon Champions.
Okay.
This title will be focused on the Pokemon battles you know and love from core Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Pokemon Champions will continue the tradition of pitting your skills against those of other trainers from around the world. But this time, we're aiming for these core-style battles to be enjoyed by more players than ever before. Game Freak, the developer of the core games, is carrying out the planning for this project, while development is being handled by the Pokemon Works.
You know what? That's probably a fine...
Champions will be coming not only to the Nintendo
That's probably a fine use for ILCA staff. That's probably a fine use of Pokemon Works.
What's more, you can also connect with Pokemon Home.
Naturally.
Thanks to this connectivity,
But are they
you
gonna
won't be
screw up
limited to
Spinda
using
again?
Pokemon you can partner up with in Pokemon Champions. You'll be able to team up with Pokemon who joined you on your adventures in previous Pokemon games. We hope you're looking forward to battling Pokemon
So
trainers
that's
from all
interesting.
corners of the world.
It did not say transfer to Pokemon Champions. It said
Stay
connect.
tuned for future announcements
So I
regarding the
wonder if
launch
maybe
of
it
Pokemon
just
Champions.
uses your guys straight out of home.
Next, we'd like to share some information about the languages Pokemon series games will be available in. Mr. Tomás Cortijo, please take it away.
Oh, nice.
Saludos a todos desde la nueva oficina de Pokémon en la hermosa Ciudad de México. Soy
beautiful
Tomás
Mexico
Cortijo,
City.
director regional para Latinoamérica de The Pokémon Company International.
I thought I'd heard
El día
about
de
this a
hoy
couple months
estoy
ago,
muy
but
feliz de anunciarles que Pokémon Champions estará disponible en español latinoamericano desde el día de su lanzamiento. De igual forma, además de los 9 idiomas que los entrenadores y entrenadoras pueden
Leyendas.
elegir, Leyendas Pokémon ZA tendrá también la opción de jugarse en español latinoamericano. Esto significa que de
Nice.
aquí en adelante habrá 10 idiomas disponibles para jugar. Finalmente, como ya anunciamos con anterioridad,
nice. I'm like, if you asked me like how many languages
famoso juego
it's
de cartas
already in, I
coleccionables de
don't think I
Pokémon
could have told you.
estarán
So
también disponibles en español de Latinoamérica. Localizar productos como Leyendas Pokémon ZA al español latinoamericano permitirá que millones de nuevos fans se unan a la comunidad global de Pokémon y se conecten con otros jugadores de formas nunca antes vistas. Como parte de The Pokémon Company Group, este es un claro ejemplo de nuestra misión de unir al mundo a través de Pokémon. Saber que los fans disfrutan aún más de jugar Pokémon en su idioma local nos permite explorar.
Imagine if they
nuevas
end this
formas
without
para
a single
invitar
thing
a
about
los
Legends
jugadores
CA.
de diferentes regiones y mercados como Latinoamérica.
I remember I was like, oh, it's going quick, and now I'm like, oh god, another like 10 minutes have elapsed since I
Sin
said that
importar
already.
en qué parte del mundo te encuentres, por lo que no puedo esperar para unirme a todos ustedes en sus próximas aventuras. Nos vemos pronto.
Finally, here's the latest update
Finally,
on Pokemon
okay.
Legends ZA.
Okay, I really hope to enjoy this game. I really hope to like it. Show me Kalos. Okay. Definitely okay. I'm not saying anything about the visuals. It's fine. It's probably going to be a Switch game. I shouldn't expect too much from the visuals. Oh! I like the character design. Oh! So the tower's already there. Yo, this is looking futuristic. It's looking kind of fancy. Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile, really? Does that mean Mega Meganium, boys? Oh. So Chikorita, like, attacked while he was doing a thing. Whoa. Oh my, okay. Flying on our Rotom phone? Okay, visually, I kind of like what we got going here. Are they controlling those... Are the players controlling those Pokemon? Are they actually, like, dodging out of the way? Did I actually get, like, exactly what I wanted? This looks pretty good. It's a little jaggy. It's on Switch 1. Oh god, oh god. My eyes... Oh, like, I gotta make sure all these are... None of these are new. They're hidden. Look who's there. I'm like,
Pokemon Legends
please
ZA
end. I'm like, please don't end there.
title
Please have
of the
more.
Pokemon series. The
Yeah.
story takes
Wow.
place in Lumiose City, the largest city in the Kalos region. Prism Tower stands tall at the center of this city of beautiful.
It's weird. It looks
sky.
old in some ways, but it looks futuristic in others.
These days, Lumiose is undergoing a high-tech urban redevelopment plan to turn it into a city that people and Pokemon truly share.
Nice.
After you arrive in Lumiose City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first partner: Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. You'll choose
Mega
one of these
Feraligatr?
Pokemon
That
to
might go kinda
accompany
hard.
you on a new journey as you get to know Lumiose City and its inhabitants. Here are some of the colorful characters you'll encounter. When you arrive in Lumiose, you'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or Tawny.
Like,
The
unsurprisingly...
hotel where you'll be staying is run by
AZ.
AZ. You'll
Yeah.
also meet his partner, Floette.
Wow.
Lumios's redevelopment is being managed by Quasartico Inc.
But
You'll
what
become
is
acquainted with the company's CEO Jet and her secretary Vinny. The different people you meet will make your time in Lumios all the richer.
This is non-canon. If AC is there with his Floette.
To help people and Pokemon coexist, the city has set up
Like
wild
that
zones.
annoys me.
These areas, located throughout Lumios, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive.
Wow. So wild zones.
To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball.
Yeah.
If you're having a hard
just
time
not
catching
fun.
one, have one of your Pokemon use its
If
moves
it,
to
like,
weaken the target.
I'm
making
sorry
it
to say.
easier to catch.
I wonder, is it going to be like
This game
auto
offers
battling?
a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles.
Yeah, definitely.
Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect. So choose your timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, new battling. I got what I asked for. Hopefully it's good.
Lead your partner Pokemon through battles and dodge incoming attacks. Swap Pokemon if you need to and find the right moment to unleash a move. What's more, certain Pokemon can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution.
You gotta show at least one new one, right?
When a trainer's keystone
Presumably.
resonates with the Mega Stone held by their Pokemon, the Pokemon will do more than just change shape. It'll unlock a new level of power, turning the tide of battle in its favor. As Lumios continues its transformation into a city that belongs to both people and Pokemon, who knows what kinds of encounters and experiences will await you.
Well, this is Looker's agency
Pokemon
and
Legends ZA.
Zygarde Cell.
Coming
Wow,
late
I'm surprised
2025.
we're not getting a single new Mega being shown yet. Late 2025, so still no date. Oh. What you got for me, Rotomphon? This is a promotion match announcement. Okay. Sure.
Pokemon Legends ZA is scheduled to release in late 2025.
Okay. Interesting. There's a
We
lot to
hope
think about
everybody
there,
can wait
for
just
sure.
A little longer for their adventures in Lumios City to begin. That concludes our announcements for today. Thank you very much for watching.
Can I have this background music? Is that from is that from like Cafe Remix or something? Hi, Pika. You were watching the little TV. I know, Pika. It's very exciting. All right, so I think that's about it. Can go ahead and do this again. And I never remember if you can just rewind in a Premiere or if it kicks you out eventually. I'm sure if I go here and I go to, yeah, now I can reopen it here. And I can beep. And now we can look back through all of that. Okay. I guess I will go in like excitement order and we can start off lighter with the TCG Pocket thing here cuz I do want to see we got Tyranitar. We finally got a Tyranitar. He is a fighting type. That is what I expected. If you have Arceus or Arceus EX in play, oh wow, specifically Arceus, attacks used by this Pokemon do plus 30 damage. Wow. Okay, we can't quite see his other attack. 160 health on a stage 2 is solid. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's definitely a decent amount, but we got a new Abomasnow. So that's another one. If you have Arceus or Arceus EX in play, attacks used by this Pokemon cost 1 less energy. It specifically says 1 less colorless, so you'll still need the 2 water. But we can't see what the attack actually does. It's possible Cerebi will have this. No retreat cost if you have Arceus. So they're all based on Arceus. That's actually disconcerting. I don't really love that idea. Take minus 30 damage from attacks. Once during your turn, if you have Arceus or Arceus EX in play, you may do 30 damage to your opponent's... I'm going to assume that's active Pokemon. You can see Garchomp EX. We can actually get... We can actually get a decent view of a number of cards here. Or at least like an acceptable view of a couple of cards here. We got Unknown. Once during your turn, you may choose either player, look at the top card of their deck. That's kind of neat. I don't know that you'll play that, but it's a neat idea. I assume that is... it's hard to tell. I think that's Glaceon EX in the top left. I'm going to guess. 90 damage for 3 is actually, like... I can't really tell what that effect says. Okay, that Pokemon ability. It's hard to tell. We got a Shaman. As long as this Pokemon's on your bench, your active basic Pokemon's retreat cost is 1 less. What? Colorless permanent X speed? Okay, all right. You're going a little wild here. You can see Garchomp EX over there. It's got 170. So that's good enough, I think, for a Stage 2 EX. I'm actually kind of surprised it's not more. But looks like 1 energy to do 50 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It could be benched Pokemon, but I'm assuming it just says one of your opponent's Pokemon. It's difficult. I think we've seen all of those. We haven't seen the one all the way on the right there, but it's also so far off the screen I can't really tell what it is. I bet it's... Oh, that's an H. It's totally a Heatran. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Arceus here is like its ability, it can't be affected. Like I offhandedly mentioned during the trailer, I hate leaks. I saw this like a day or two ago. And I wasn't even looking. I was trying actively to avoid leaks, and I still saw this. It's like it can't be affected by status conditions, and then I think its attack is like 90. It's either like 70 for... It's like 70 or 90 for 3, I think. 3 colorless. So it's a... That's interesting. Like I said, we can look at Cerebi. They probably have more information. All right, now, whatever. Like, so I like TCG Pocket and all. And that does say coming tomorrow. Dude, I just need to share with everyone, if anyone here plays TCG Pocket, I just need to share with you that I have opened 230-something packs of the Space-Time Smackdown, the Diamond and Pearl expansion that came out last month. 130 of those, at least, have been Palkia packs. I still do not have a single copy of Rocky Helmet, which is the second lowest rarity thing in the entire game. I still do not have a single copy of it. I can't get it. I can't get Rocky Helmet no matter what I do. Anyway, it's time to return to ZA because that's really what I care about here. So yeah, expectedly looking a little jaggy, but I will say it is running acceptably so far. And granted, that's usually the case for the trailers. I like the design. It's when I saw this, I was like, "Ooh, that's a lot more reminiscent of new Pokemon Snap than it is of the recent Core Series titles." I would say visually, I would say the art style we're looking at is much more like new Pokemon Snap. So, and I'm fine with that. Those games look fantastic. So, I'll say the worlds, I think, kind of still look. They look kind of standard. They look like the generic art style we've been doing. So they are going all in on this. Seems to entirely take place inside Lumiose, which is interesting. A lot of us assumed they wouldn't do it, but it seems like they are. So it's fascinating that they do seem to be going through with that. This is weird. It's weird how in some ways this looks more futuristic than the Lumiose we've already seen. The Lumiose we saw 12 years ago. Sorry, that's my bones. That's my bones turning to dust. Ooh, oh no, hold on. I like this place. Why wasn't this in X and Y? This reminds me of Mauville in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where it's like an indoor place, but it's nice and open. This looks pretty sweet. I like how it looks. Yeah, so this is like Route 6. It's gonna be what did they call it? Wild Spot 6. instead of wild spots instead of routes. That makes sense though. That makes the thing we saw in the reveal trailer. That makes it make a lot more sense. The way Pokemon are just kind of around. So I mean, it's not a guarantee, but it's probably a safe assumption to assume that we're getting megas for these guys, right? Like they did. I suppose they could also do like Kalosian forms, just like they did for Hisui. But like, I don't know. I think considering this is the Mega Evolution game, I think they're gonna want your starter to Mega Evolve. Granted, I'm saying that, but they didn't have your starter Mega Evolve in X and Y. But yeah, I have a feeling that this is gonna be. We're gonna get Mega Meganium, Mega Emboar, and Mega Feraligatr, all of which have the potential to be really cool. I think alongside most people, I am probably least excited for Mega Emboar, but it's alright. He can still be cool, for sure. Mega Meganium I'm the most excited for. Meganium is definitely my favorite of the 3 final evolutions here, and yeah, that Mega Meganium will probably be really cool. There is a part of me that's like, I kind of hope I wonder if there are going to be any Kalosian forms, like how we had Hisuian forms. I'm thinking there's not, and that's kind of a bummer because that was the one part of Legends Arceus that I definitively loved, was all the Hisuian forms, but yeah, just see, like, look at this. Like, you get a little bit of, like, okay, the textures are a little blurry, edges are a little jaggy, but this is running on original Switch, presumably, so, like, unless, did I miss something? Did it say Switch 2 somewhere in here? But, like, it still looks pretty good. It looks solid. Hopefully the frame rate can keep up. I was saying this kind of vaguely reminds me of the art style. See, look at that. That doesn't get some nice lighting. Kind of vaguely reminds me of the art style of new Pokemon Snap. I wonder if Bandai Namco is helping out. Because that was Bandai Namco, right? Who did Pokemon Snap, I'm pretty sure. Who did new Pokemon Snap for us. It's interesting. I wonder if these are trainers you can battle that are standing around. But dude, like, you know, this layout of fitting this all within Lumiose is not necessarily what I'm looking for. However, this that you see on your screen here, this is like what I want Pokemon routes to be in the classic core games, right? Like, it's nice and open. You can control the camera. There's all people standing all around. It feels like a real place, but it has walls. So you actually have level design. This is similar to what I want to see from the normal games. I wish they gave us a little more detail on the battle. It's interesting that they're like, yeah, this is they did it. They switched up battling. I had a feeling they would, based on the fact that in the Legends Arceus trailer, the first thing we saw was player doing the dodge roll into the bushes and throwing a ball. In ZA trailer, the first thing we saw was the Aegislash fighting. And so I was like, okay, they're doing something with battle then, right? Battle's going to be a big deal in this one. And it seems like it. It seemed like they were actually like talking about like a tournament there at the end, or teasing some sort of like tournament-esque thing. But you can see that you also get like the rooftops as like a place you can explore. That's pretty sweet. And he jumps and then they reuse that animation from Scarlet and Violet, but it's okay. It's okay as long as it fits. You know, it's a little weird when like the rivals for multiple games in a row are doing the exact same hand-waving, shaking head animation, but it makes sense. It's, you know, they reuse the animation, but it's also the same thing. So it's like, okay, whatever, fair enough, you know? But it's so interesting that they're literally flying from rooftop to rooftop. Does this character immediately look like an existing one? The hair looks vaguely familiar. Because that, honestly, a lot of people like that about the Legends Arceus, about how all the characters looked like existing ones. But I didn't really like that all that much. I felt like it just kind of, I don't know. It was just weird that, like, just so you know, 100 years before the events, however many years, I don't know, before the events of Platinum, very similar circumstances happened to very similar characters from the same bloodline that behaved very similarly. It's like just made the story feel kind of lame. The fact that it was just the same type of people around, you know. And this at least makes sense. Like, yeah, like it's Lysander. Like, is this supposed to just be like? I swear to God, there's someone with that hair in Pokemon. I wonder if they're from a recent generation, and that's why I can't think of them. But like, Or is this just supposed to be like Lysander? I don't know. Like, I don't know. His hair is going red. Maybe as he gets more and more angry, he'll turn into a villain and he'll have angry red hair. We see Pyroar. I don't know who's controlling that. But we got Mega. We got Megas. I wonder, since you're like walking around from place to place, like just kind of freely, I wonder if there's going to be a time limit on how often you Mega Evolve. So we get these two, which are, like, you know, and we're getting this logo again. So, are we gonna actually have like an evil team? Are we gonna actually have a villainous presence? So we need to freaking talk about this. So we need to absolutely talk about this. This is simultaneously extremely cool and upsetting because, like, first of all, it's just cool. Just seeing AZ and Floette, like, that's awesome. But also, like this is non-canon, right? Like, at least to the events of X and Y, this is clearly non-canon. So doesn't that just kind of kill the entire cool factor of Legends? That it's not like, because AZ, he loses Floette because of what he does in the war, and then they are reunited at the end of X and Y. So unless this is before the war, which doesn't add up, this can't possibly be canon to X and Y. And it's like, I mean, that's fine, I guess. Looks like a really good game, and I can't wait to try it, but I thought we'd be more in the past. Yeah, I could. I kind of... I don't know. It's weird. It feels like... It feels like they're, like, not committing. It's like, it's far in the past, like, look at the buildings, but then also you have, like, holograms. Which is like, we had holograms in X and Y, and they were like, best I can do is blue. Right? So now we're seeing, like, full holograms, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, where exactly is this in time? But there's what the dog doing, as the kids say.
Pokemon Legends ZA is a new title in the...
Yeah, so when you look at it from here, it's like, wow, this place is going to be huge, especially if you don't have the roller skates. It's going to take a while to get from place to place. So, like, they're making the city feel fittingly large. And I'm glad, because, like, I've never really been that, like connected specifically to the exact layouts of towns and cities and routes in Pokemon. I've always felt like they should kind of mature with the games. You know, like, if you do a remake of Gen 2, the buildings don't all have to be facing the same way. Because we're not doing a top-down game anymore. They don't have to be that way. That's fine. It's fine for you to change that, you know? So I'm okay with the fact that Lumiose feels larger than it did in X and Y, because we're no longer doing, like, a camera-locked game. I feel like I should mute this, but I also feel like I should have something playing. I should have some sort of music. I suppose I could just go turn on, like, the Lumiose soundtrack, I suppose.
Stands tall at the center of this city.
Yeah, let's go back to that place again. Is this inside the tower? Because they do say Prism Tower stands tall at the center, and then they show this. Is this what's inside it in modern day? Like a little shopping center? Huh.
This city of beauty.
I saw a Pyroar statue, and now we've got a Florges statue. The water coming out of the hands is kind of weird. That feels kind of strange, but... Yep, as we can see, the Pokemon Center continues to be relegated to being a lemonade stand. I do like that it's actually, like, in a building at least. And, is that, like... Is that Pokemart guy, is he gonna be in there later? Because it kind of looks like that says items heal. Or I guess from your guys' perspective. Like, items heal. You know, like, it's... I don't know if did I do that right? I don't know. I'm flipped. But, here we got... Like, Route 4. I'm sorry, you're probably gonna fail if you're trying to get me to not call these routes. right, so clearly, yeah, this organization is largely in charge of the urban redevelopment plan.
High-tech urban redevelopment.
See, like that hologram is very, very close to what we see in X and Y. So I feel like this can't take place that far before X and Y, but it can't take place before X and Y because AZ is there with his Floette. You know. You know how it is. Legends continues to feel non-canon. And I'm sure everyone will insist that it is, but like it literally can't be. And it's one of those things where it's like, if it is canon, it's going to absolutely ruin the story of X and Y. And that sucks to me. So until further notice, I'm going to treat this as within its own canon. I shouldn't say non-canon, because there's 15 different canons, I'm sure, and like non-canon doesn't really matter. Everyone gets too concerned about canon. To me, if you're doing a game that's like, it's set in the past of a game you've played before, I kind of feel like the point is to connect it. If it was like, here's another story in Kalos, that would be one thing, but the fact that it's like, it's Pokemon Legends, like, that feels like it should be connected to the canon of the core series, or to classic series. I just instinctively say core when I'm talking about the good games. Although this looks much better than Legends Arceus, at least, I will say. This feels like it's actually fully designed around what it is. Look at how, like, nice this building looks. This looks pretty good. Like, visually, it looks pretty dang good. I like what we're seeing, art style and, like, just fidelity-wise.
Become your first partner. Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile.
This is also, it is really funny to me how, like, first of all, that's a really funny pause for Totodile. That's a funny Totodile face. But also, people are like, you know, oh, finally, Pokemon's not formulaic. Let's get a new series where we do the same thing every time. Where we have characters that look like all other characters, and we have Totodile. You know, we have different selection of starters from across the series. Like, people want these games to be formulaic. They just don't want to admit it. Formula is comfort. But yeah, this is not very much in the past. Like, if we compare this to the time that X and Y takes place, this can't be more than, like, 20 years before? Like, maybe like, that at absolute most? Like, look at that, like electronic billboard there.
Accompany you on a new journey as you get to know Lumio City and its inhabitants.
Cool. So these are all the characters we see. It kind of gets difficult because I look at her and I'm like, is that supposed to be like Glacia? Like, there's a lot of old women in Pokemon with that color hair. Like, there's a good number of them. You know? And then we got this guy with like the sideburns, obviously kind of giving it away, but like I don't know. It's like he looks like vaguely like multiple different characters at once, you know? They seem like they're more of like combinations as opposed to just like straight up looking like their previous versions. And then we have AZ in the middle. and then we have AZ in the middle. Like,
here are some of the
which
colorful
I just
characters
don't.
you'll encounter.
I can't understand.
When you
It's like I knew they would include him. They literally had to. Right? You can't do a game about the past in Kalos without including AZ, but his role is very strange and doesn't make sense with the story of X and Y.
You'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or Tawny.
Urbane or Tawny?
The hotel where
Look at him. Why does it look like he has a tail? I guess that's just his hair. Yeah, it's just his hair. Okay. I was like, the way his arm is covering it, it looks like he has a tail. But that's just his hair hanging down super far, and it's like braided into it's like a long ponytail, kind of. I'm sure there's a name for that hair thing other than ponytail, but I don't know anything about fashion.
AZ. You'll also meet his partner, Floette. Lumios's redevelopment is being
Quasartico?
managed by Quasartico Inc.
Quasartico.
I'm acquainted with the company
Jet and Vinny.
CEO Jet and her secretary Vinny. The different people you meet will make your time in Lumios all the richer. To help people
It's
and
Wild
Pokemon
Zone, right?
coexist,
That's the
the
name.
city has set
Yeah.
up wild zones.
I'm gonna be hard pressed to not call these routes. Oh, can I go back there real quick? What's on that poster? Oh, it's a person with a furfrou. With a styled furfrou. I was like, what's
Throughout
on that advertisement?
wild Pokemon habitat.
Look at this. You can actually see a ladder to go up here. I hope that, like, leads to another area in the wild zone, in the route.
They can thrive.
I do like also that it's, like, smooth.
To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully. Then, throw a Pokeball.
So, like, since battling has changed, like, it really does seem like this is it now. Which, again, I'm fine with. I actually think including the version of catching from the games I like better is a mistake, because it's pointless. Why would you ever do it when you can just press button, get Pokemon? So now it's more of like, okay, this game feels like it's designed around its own mechanics, which is great. That's already a step up over Legends Arceus. I like this car, too. This is like the most real-looking car we've had in any Pokemon game. It actually looks like your character could feasibly fit inside. Also, I really like... They're doing, like, where it's, like, a posed... Or is that artwork of Fletchling? It looks good. I like that thing at the top. I like it.
If you're having a
And I like how they look on the menu in the bottom left, too. You know what's funny? That looks a lot like that thing I made for the Scarlet and Violet episode. Hold on. I can't pass up this opportunity. I certainly still have all the files from when I made... From the How to Make Scarlet and Violet Perfect episode. Where did I do it? Battle Corner, yeah. I can pull this up. So you guys can see. For that episode, why am I not allowed to zoom in? I made this thing in the bottom right here. That's not that far off. That's not that far off. Where I just have them all listed in a line in the corner. That's not that far off. I actually kind of nailed that, didn't I? And, like, the one on the left is the one that's currently out. Like, you can see that down there. Like, it doesn't look perfect, but that's actually pretty close. I actually kind of nailed that. I was like, wait a minute, I've seen that before. Bro, it's so cool that, like, to have, like, an urban environment where you can see down into the city from the rooftop like this, that's so sweet. Oh, this is a Kalos game. I better be able to sit in those chairs. I am not going to expect that, no matter how much I want it.
Making it easier to catch.
I want to be able to sit in those chairs. I love sitting in X and Y. It just feels so nice when you're like, oh, I gotta do something on my phone, to just have your character sitting in a chair. It just makes it feel so nice.
Offers a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles.
Yeah, I'm so excited that they did a new battle system. I'm getting everything I wanted. Man. Like, which is crazy, because I am not a fan of Legends Arceus, and yet I'm getting everything I wanted in the sequel. Well, most of what I wanted. If it's going to be in the past, I would like if it was actually canon to X and Y's story. Fighting on the rooftops. Hippowdon on the rooftops. That's a bold choice. That seems a little dangerous. That seems like you better hope that's a resilient ceiling, and you better say do not use Earthquake. Buddy, if you use Earthquake, we're both going down. That's always been a thing in Pokemon, though, when you're fighting on the bridge in X and Y, and you use Dig. It's fine. It's fine. It's an RPG. It's a wacky video game.
When a trainer's keystone resonates with the Megastone held by their Pokemon, the Pokemon will do more than just change shape.
Yep. So we see a lot of returning Megas, but we don't see a single new one. Which is fine. They can save them, but presumably there will be at least a couple, right?
As Lumiose continues its transformation into a city that belongs to both...
It really does look good. I'm happy with it visually. It's not perfect, but it's pretty solid. It reminds me of Sword and Shield, where it's like, yeah, from a literal fidelity point of view, it doesn't look like incredible, but the art style is really nice. The colors are nice, you know? It's nice to look at, even if it's not like, 4K Ultra HD. It still is nice to look at least. I do appreciate that. There's a Zygarde cell. Yeah, like look at over here on the... I realize you guys can't see my mouse, but... Ooh, are we gonna have like a villa? Oh, please tell me this like customizable apartment, and this is our balcony. Please tell me. Even if it's not, presumably you're going to be able to go into this building, come up to the top floor, and come out here. That's pretty sweet. I love little things like that in Pokemon. But yeah, like, look over here. Like, There's like ramps. There's like a ramp here and stairs. Presumably you're gonna be able to get over there. You can see in the distance, like, those ones don't necessarily look like they can be walked on, so it seems like it is gonna be specific buildings, but that's not bad. Yeah, look at that. It's interesting that Prism Tower is, like, fully built already. I kind of would have assumed that would be, like, a big deal in the game, was the completion of Prism Tower. But no, it's pretty much there. It is pretty much there.
Pokemon Legends ZA.
Alright, so I would say now is the point where I'll go ahead and do that again. And we will... I'm going to open Blue Sky to see if anyone's posting anything exciting that we can reference. Cerebee's obviously going to be posting a ton. King K is complaining about... complaining about having 2 Johto starters in a Legends selection. I guess that is kind of weird, isn't it? I didn't really think about it. So I'll go ahead and open Cerebee, and we will go to Pokemon.com. Is it news.pokemon.com? I always forget. Okay, let's click on the Legends ZA page here. I suppose there's no reason I'm very scared that something's gonna like pop up that's gonna be bad, but there's no real reason I can't do this. That's kind of weird. Over here on the right side, like the scroll bar is like blending in with my layout a bit. It looks strange, like, oh. Okay, let's go here and see. Funko Pop, Evolution Funko Pop, yes. So is this gonna take me just to here? Okay. Is there like a... Is that a thing? No, okay. I was wondering. I don't know, can I really quick... Can I just like... Okay. See, I'm just startled that like something is gonna pop up when I click things. But it actually doesn't seem like they have updated a tremendous amount yet. Or like, hold on, all new video games and apps. Let's stick with that. So they show Triumphant Light. Did you give us any cards here? Yes, you did. Okay. So yeah, it's 70 plus 20 more for each benched Pokemon. That's what it was for that Arceus. So we can see Crobat. So if you have Arceus in play, you can do 30 damage to your opponent's active. It's kind of weird. like why? I guess it's pretty good because it's gonna make him really bad against stuff like Melmetal, but Melmetal and Regirock. But I mean, 80 for 1. That's pretty good. He's a free retreat cost. Maybe. It's reminiscent of Beedrill as a card, and Beedrill is not that great. I played him to okay success in an Exeggutor EX deck in the first expansion. Because you could just put all your energy onto Exeggutor and actually retreat with Exeggutor's giant retreat cost because Beedrill only ever needs 1. So that was kind of fun, but it's not like it was ever like a super competitive deck. Raichu's doing 40 for 2, but he also does 20 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And he only has 90 HP, but if you have Arceus in play, he takes minus 30. It's very weird that they're like encouraging you to specifically play Arceus decks. Like... That's kind of strange, the way they're doing it. I can go back. I know Joe is only human, and he probably is, like, just running to include all this stuff, yeah. So I don't have anything listed there yet. I don't know where he gets stuff, but, like, every time there's a new trailer for, like, a TCG Pocket thing, he just posts, like, by the way, here's 5 new cards. Like, every time. I don't know where he gets them. I don't know if it's from social media. I don't use Twitter anymore, so maybe it's from there. So it seems like they're like just not, they haven't updated it yet, which is a shame because I want to know more. I mean, news and updates from the Presents. Oh, so here's like a little something. Can I click this? Does this take me? Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay. Legends.pokemon.com, of course, naturally. Visit Lumiose City. Oh! Look at this! If I do this, does it like... I can't really get it larger than that, seemingly. I can just zoom in with my browser. Wow. This game, this city, big. Holy cow. Interesting. So, like, this whole thing, the whole thing on the right here kind of seems like it's... God, I always, like... Sorry that it's flashing. I'm getting you my mouse so you can see what I'm talking about. This whole thing, it looks kind of similar, but then, like, you can see this is a unique area, this is a themed area, and then this is a themed area. Like, they're all, it's in, like, chunks. But then, I guess these two look vaguely different, but, not as different as they could look. And this obviously is a large chunk that all looks very similar, but I suppose that makes sense. Wow. And you've got all this stuff written in Pokemonese at the bottom. I have no idea what it says. But you can see this was seemingly an important building down here. Wow. Okay. So we've got all sorts of screenshots, although a lot of these look like that we kind of got these shots in the trailer. All right, what does it say? The story is set in Lumiose City, where an urban redevelopment plan is underway to shape the city into a place that belongs to both people and Pokemon. Compared to Lumiose City as it appeared in the Pokemon X and Pokemon Y games released in 2013, more greenery now adorns the city alongside facilities with a cutting-edge feel. So this is set after X and Y, isn't it? Is this set after X and Y? Is that why it looks so futuristic? Does that make sense? I don't know. That would explain why AZ is here with Floette. Is that what they're doing? Is this a sequel to X and Y? But then, presumably we would see Sycamore, right? Like, his lab is here in Lumiose. I don't know. Is this a sequel? Bro, look at that. What the... Look at this screenshot, dude. This game looks fake. This looks like... This looks like when people would be like, the dream Pokemon game, and it's like completely impossible to happen. Now we're at a point where, honestly, it's kind of possible to happen. So a game to look like this. Wow. Yeah, I love that. You can see the Rotom... Like the Rotom-shaped satellite dish up here. That's kind of fun. Go ahead and reset these back to normal. Wow. The story begins with a sightseeing trip to Lumiose City. While visiting Lumiose City during your travels, you'll come to stay in an old hotel named Hotel Z. This hotel will serve as your base as you and the new friends you'll meet in Lumiose tackle all sorts of incidents that will occur in the city. So yeah, this must be a sequel to X and Y. This takes place after. Right? It has to be. I was thinking that they were just shirking canon and saying whatever, but maybe AZ opens a hotel after the events of X and Y. That would explain how he has Floette. That would totally explain it. And it would explain why we see, like, the Looker Agency looking more or less like it did. So are we going to the future and not the past? That makes more sense. I think so. I think this might be, like, a couple years after the events of... Maybe 10 years after the events of X and Y. I guess they could make it 12 years, and that would add up. Right? Like... It's weird. Like, some of it seems old, but some of it seems new. Like... I feel like there's a chance that this is in the future. I feel like there's a chance that this is... I mean, the future as compared to X and Y. Like, I feel like there's a chance that this is actually a sequel to X and Y. Like, everything seems to be pointing to that, right? Why does it look so futuristic? Why is the Prism Tower already built? Why is AZ there with Floette? It must be. That makes me happy, though. Like, it's kind of weird for a game called Legends to take place after the game we've already seen in this region, but I would rather that than have it be in this bizarre, unique canon where AZ and Floette are there. So yeah, this must be a sequel. Wow. I mean, a sequel, you know. I doubt it's going to follow up on that much of what X and Y did, but it takes place after X and Y, I think. That's really what it seems like. It also makes it extra weird, I guess, that they have these wild zones, but as part of Lumios's urban redevelopment plan, driven by a large corporation called Quasartico, the city has been outfitted with wild zones in an effort to help humans and Pokemon share the city. These areas are constructed using cutting-edge technology to give Pokemon places to live. Within wild zones, you can battle Pokemon and catch them by throwing Pokeballs. Look at all these boys. I do not have vivid enough memories of the encounter table in X and Y to tell you if all of these Pokemon were originally in it. Obviously, like, all of the Kalos ones were. I'm pretty sure Sandile was on the route where you're riding Rhyhorn along the side of a mountain because X and Y are awesome. Can't remember. I think Mareep was in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mareep. I think Mareep was a horde battle you could get. So I don't know if we've seen any Pokemon that weren't in X and Y yet. I'm not sure. Other than... Was the dog form of Zygarde, was that... That wasn't available in X and Y, right? That was only in Sun and Moon? That was only in later games? I know Perfect Zygarde was. I'm pretty sure that was not available in X and Y. So that's kind of one, although it's still Zygarde. You can catch wild Pokemon living in wild zones or out and about in Lumio City by aiming a Pokeball at them and letting it fly. If the Pokemon doesn't pop back out of the ball, you've successfully caught it. Really? Some Pokemon will flee immediately if they spot you. So hide out of sight or approach from behind to make yourself harder to notice. You can also battle Pokemon to lower their HP, making them easier to catch. Yeah, see, now that battling and catching are, like, part of the same experience, it makes sense. And it seems better. It's smarter that you actually, like... It's not, well, it's annoying to go into a full combat encounter and then weaken them and then throw the ball. Instead, you just walk up and just start. Just start fighting, start throwing. That's pretty great. Real time during battles. My alarms are telling me to wake up. Hold on. I'm back. I did not expect that I would still be on stream by 8 o'clock. Now everyone knows that my alarm is set for 8 o'clock. Everyone knows that I don't try to get up that early. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. I just had to go stop it. I have my alarm. I have one set on my phone, so that I have to get my phone and do it. And then I also have one set on an iPad that is across the room, so that I have to get out of the warm comfort of my bed in order to turn off my alarm, because otherwise I will just go right back to sleep. Alright, a Pokemon series first. Pokemon and trainers take action in real time during battle. I don't even know if you guys heard that. You probably heard the one on my phone, but anyway. In previous titles in the Pokemon video game series, Pokemon took action once per turn. In Pokemon Legends ZA, trainers and their Pokemon will move around in real time during battles, and Pokemon will unleash their moves when their trainers command them to. In addition to type matchups, there will be new gameplay mechanics to consider, such as the precise timing for swapping out your Pokemon or using moves. The different such as the precise timing for swapping out your Pokemon or using moves, the different lengths of time moves will take to launch, and how big an area the moves will impact. This unprecedented style of Pokemon battling is one of the most thrilling parts of this title. I bet. This is exactly what I wanted. like literally exactly. When I was talking, like, I assume did I record my Pokemon Presents reaction a year ago? I probably did. I don't think I streamed it. I don't even remember. I probably recorded it. I think I talked about how if they are able to make the battles where you, like, dodge out of the way, which they might be able to do in a game where you have one city and you probably don't have an enormous Pokedex, right? Because they all have to fit within one city. Like, you could maybe do that where you could have Pokemon actually dodging out of the way and stuff like in the anime. Like, this is a great opportunity to do that. I'm glad they're giving it a try. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. Like open. I want to open this one and look at it. Oh, God, again. It looks fake. It's so cool. And like I was saying, these things in the bottom here, in the bottom left, like the icons they're using for the Pokemon look really good. Huh. And it's got minus button to run away. You can't run from a trainer battle, you fool. Bullet Punch, Aura Sphere, Dragon Pulse, Protect. I'm going to assume he probably can learn Dragon Pulse as is. Lucario is kind of, since he's a fan favorite, I think he's kind of babied a little bit. So he can learn all sorts of stuff. Your character. After arriving in Lumios for some sightseeing, you'll make new friends and tackle all sorts of incidents in the city. Cool. I like how the characters look. I've always been a sucker for the overcoat. You know, I don't know what to call it, but like the open coat with the shirt underneath, you know. I've always been a sucker for that look. Yeah, they're styling. I guess that makes sense because it's Lumios, but they are styling. I like the look a lot. Like, I don't think I ever really like cared that much in Legends Arceus which character I picked, but in this one I'm like, damn, I actually kind of don't know. I'll probably pick the boy just because, duh. But after arriving in Lumios, certain events will lead you to befriending a Pokemon that will become your adventuring partner, thus beginning your journey as a Pokemon trainer. Which Pokemon will you set off on your adventure with? Chikorita, Tepig, or Totodile? I don't know. I really don't know. It's interesting that it is interesting that two of them are from the same region. And there they are. I'm assuming... Okay, I'm gonna assume I don't really need to read about these existing Pokemon. Who do these two look like? It's really bothering me that I'm not placing who they look like. It's the hair. That hair, I swear we've seen on other characters, but I don't know. You'll make a friend who lives and works at Hotel Z, supporting the owner however they can. They may come on strong at times, but they like helping people and Pokemon. They're quite skilled at battles, too. The appearance you choose at the beginning of the game will determine whether Urbane or Tawny will appear. So if I pick Boy, do I get Tawny? Because that's the outcome I want. Which character has this hair color? I don't know why I can't place it. It's bugging me. Because it's pretty unique. But in my brain, I just can't seem to remember who it is that they look like. Is it someone from one of the mobile games? Or from Unite, maybe? I really can't remember. I mean, Unite kind of is one of the mobile games, but whatever. This looks really good. I just want you to... Oh, I love this artwork so much. I just want you to know, as someone who does not like Legends Arceus, this looks really good. I just want you to know. AZ is a man who stands over 9 feet tall. He's the owner of Hotel Z and claims to be 3,000 years old. This takes place after X and Y. After AZ, as the owner of Hotel Z, I welcome you. This unusual Floette looks different from other members of her species and holds a black flower. She's also said to have lived for 3,000 years. She always accompanies AZ. This takes place after X and Y. I can't believe that. That's so cool. That's such a good choice, if you ask me. Because this means they can't screw anything up. It also means that they don't have to have all of these characters look like other ones, because it would be weird if they looked like other ones and existed in the same time period. Because like I was saying when I saw her, I was like, she looks vaguely like Glacia-ish, but not exactly. Maybe this is the daughter of Drasna. I don't know. I guess she looks too old for that. She probably looks similarly aged to Drasna. Drasna's pretty old, but I don't know. Jet is the CEO of Quasartino Inc., a large corporation driving Lumios' urban redevelopment plan with the aim of shaping the city into one that belongs to both people and Pokemon. It seems she hopes to deepen the bonds between Pokemon and people. I don't like the name Quasartico. It's hard for my brain to say. Vinny is a large man who wears sunglasses. He works at Quasartico as Jet's secretary. He always seems busy and has a reputation for being a fast worker. I like that... Oh, I like that he's like a big tough guy with sunglasses, but in his hair, he has a cute Pokemon and a Pangoro, which isn't Pangoro, doesn't his Pokedex say, like, he looks like a tough guy, but he loves, like, helping his Pokemon community and helping out the small Pokemon? I'm pretty sure Pangoro's entry says that, so I like this guy already. I like him. The legendary Pokemon Zygarde. Zygarde is made up of a multitude of cell-like components, and it changes form depending on how many of these components have gathered together. Its brain is made up of the few existing Zygarde cores, while the rest of its body is comprised of Zygarde cells, which are far more plentiful. It seems to have taken a special interest in you. What could its connection to this story be? I really don't know. The thing about, like, doing, like, X and Y 2 is you could have Zygarde, like, trash Kalos. And that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping if they made Z, or X2 and Y2, that, like, Zygarde would come out in complete form and literally just, like, destroy the surrounding routes and towns. That would have been, like, a really shocking, cool moment, you know? But, like, and it's like, I don't know how you do that. Like, I don't think they're going to have him destroy Lumiose. That would be, like, a complete change of the entire game, you know? We know how all this works. It radiates high-powered energy that can eliminate everything. Okay, edgelord. It's still so weird to me that the colors on his chest are like X, Moon, Sun, Y. Like, why does he have the entirety of Gen 6 and 7 on his chest? And he even has a white part to represent, like, the Ultra games with because they're about Necrozma. It's very weird. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Those are his games, more or less. But now this is going to be his game. So how about that? Gen 7. The power of Mega Evolution. In Lumiose City, you'll sometimes see Pokemon undergo Mega Evolution, a kind of evolution that transcends standard evolution. Effectively using Mega Evolution will likely be your key to victory in Pokemon battles. What if the evil team is trying to use its powers to get the whole land back? The evil team's trying to use its powers to get the whole land back to the Pokemon? They could, I guess. That would be like a shocking. You know that part in Sword and Shield where everything starts Dynamaxing and you don't get to see it, and it's really annoying that you don't get to see it. I'm picturing, like, the evil scheme is revealed and they're like, now activate the energy, and, like, all of the wild zones mega energy starts pouring into them, so everything in the wild zones that can mega evolve just starts doing it, and you have to go take out mega evolved wilds. That would be kind of sweet. Doing so imparts power greater than regular evolution by temporarily unleashing the energy hidden within the Pokemon. Yeah, this just looks good. I'm glad the city is huge, so that we can have these areas feel a little good. Have them feel right. Mega Evolved Pokemon. We got Mega Charizard X and Y, of course. I wonder if you'll be able to choose, like you did in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, or if you'll have if you'll have to pick one. I'm gonna guess you'll have to pick one, but we'll see. I guess it depends on if held items are in this game, or if it's just gonna be a thing, like, you know, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were very lenient with how it worked. So, I wonder if it'll be like that. Like Kangaskhan, Ampharos, Gardevoir, Sableye, Altaria, Absol, and Lucario. Releasing simultaneously worldwide in 2025. Wow. This all looks great, man. I gotta say, this all looks pretty great. I'm shocked at how excited I am for this now. Which is exactly what I was hoping for, you know? Despite my disdain for Legends Arceus, I always said, like, they could make ZA really cool. I just realized my phone's... do I have a second alarm? I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. I can just turn it off if it comes on. But yeah, this looks good. I like that they're actually seemingly working on the mechanics. Oh, AZ's got like a... Did he hurt his knee? I like that this seems to be after the events of X and Y. That's like the best thing they could have done for me. Because that's the thing, one of my big problems with Legends Arceus is you go back that far, and all of the things that we do in current Pokemon no longer make sense. And so you end up with, I think every Pokemon just has the ability to shrink. Cool. Thank you, Legends Arceus, for the stupidest lore revelation you possibly could have added. I personally choose to believe in lore, in canon, that I personally choose to believe that Laventon is just a moron and doesn't know anything, and that Pokemon do not possess the innate ability to shrink, and that there's something else causing it that we just don't know. Because otherwise, it's too dumb for me to handle. Sorry about my spelling; it's fine. I don't do any better when I type. If anyone who follows me on social media will know. But it's yeah, this looks really really cool. I kind of want to see if Cerebi is at anything. We got available Pokemon here. Obviously, he's going through and just. I wonder if he has this like automated where he can just like click someone and it adds them to the page, or if he has to manually go through and do this. Look at my boy. It's just crazy. Yeah, I was thinking, why does he look like this? Like, he should be disheveled, but no, it takes place after X and Y. That's so cool. If it turns out that it doesn't, I'm going to be so upset. If it turns out that it doesn't take place after X and Y, I'm going to be so upset. Because it really, everything seems to be pointing to the idea that it does, and that is awesome to me. Oh, this is kind of like a cute callback to the route gates. Like, that. This is similar to how the route gates looked, I think, in X and Y. I like this. You got, like, the bridge over the water. It looks so nice. I like that in the train station here, you got, like, foliage. That's very cool. It does make it even weirder. If it takes place after X and Y, it's even weirder that we can't leave Lumiose, but it's fine. It's a game. It's okay. I understand. Like, but this does make me kind of yearn to see the other towns and cities and routes in this like grander scale, you know, this grander style. Now I'm getting choked up. I'm just like going through all the screenshots. I think we've pretty much seen all of these, and a lot of these are just from the trailer, but it's pretty sweet, you know, like. They're making this cool and unique. I want it to be different from the classic series so that, like, it felt like my brain was tearing itself apart from the inside with how it's like, oh, these are, like, so many mechanics in Legends Arceus that, like, I know of and have played for years, but they're in this, like, context that doesn't really feel like they fit. What megas are you wanting / expecting? I don't know. So, I'm expecting the starters, right? I'm expecting we're going to see Mega Meganium, Mega Emboar, Mega Feraligatr. Those are probably the only ones that I'm going to say I'm expecting outright. It's kind of weird. It's another thing about, like, the storyline. You can't really, like, tie it in with the storyline, I don't think, because it's just one of those things where it's like, why, like, it would be really cool if we got Mega Chespin, or sorry, Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, and Mega Greninja. And there's a part of me that feels like they totally should do that because people love Greninja, but it's also, like, kind of weird, and it would kind of feel bad that, like, X and Y, you couldn't Mega Evolve your starter, but then in this game where they're not the starters, you can Mega Evolve them. That kind of feel weird, I think. So, I mean, it would be cool to see. I would say these, as far as expectations go, these three are the only ones I'm expecting. If they wanted to be psychopaths, they could do, like, Mega Perfect Zygarde. We could start getting into Digimon territory with, like, combining prefixes. But what would I like to see, though? So let's go back to Cerebi here, and I'm going to go back to the available Pokemon. Have we seen anyone from past Gen 6? No, we still have not seen anyone from past Gen 6. Okay. So, unless Joe just has not updated this page yet, but I don't think I saw anyone from past Gen 6 either. So, we probably won't see. I'm gonna guess there won't be anyone from outside of Kalos's original regional dexes, which is fine because Kalos has an enormous regional dex, right? Like, what is it, like 450? There's like 150 each in Coastal, Mountain, and the other one. I always forget. Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, did he list that for Kalos? Like, Central, Coastal, and Mountain. Yeah. So, like... So, yeah, there's, like... Oh, there's more than 150. Wow. So there's like 455 Pokemon in the Kalos Dex. I don't know that we'll see all of them. The fact that you're able to like have your Pokemon moving around and stuff, that makes me think they're gonna limit the Pokedex a bit harder. We saw Sandile. Yeah, I do think it'll have non-Kalos Pokemon. Like, I don't mean just the ones that were introduced in Kalos. I mean Pokemon that were in Kalos originally. Like, I don't think we'll have anyone from Alola forward. But I think it's going to be only Pokemon that were originally in Kalos, which limits us to Gens 1 through 6. That's my assumption. Hello. People are talking. There was very few people talking during the direct, and now we got people showing up. But yeah, I think we're gonna be limited to just the Pokemon that were initially in X and Y, which I think is fine. I think that's fine overall. Like, because we're getting these fancy battles where you can actually move around, and like every single attack they're gonna have to set up this like fancy new way of battle. I'm inclined to say we'll probably have a limited dex. But you mentioned Sandile. Mega Crocodile. They could totally do Mega Crocodile. I could totally see that being one. Like, I suppose we could just like look through the screenshots. We could just say like Mega Talonflame. I could see. Mega Clauncher, maybe. I think Mega Crocodile would be pretty sick. That would be pretty nice to see. We already have Mega Ampharos. I was about to say, oh, we could do a Mega... Oh, wait, no. We already have Altaria. I don't know that they would do Mega Diggersby. They could finally do Mega Pyroar. Lysander is shaking his fist from beyond the grave. If they give us a Mega Pyroar, that would have helped me so much. I guess he had Mega Gyarados anyway. There's a Roserade there. They could do Mega Roserade. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know what to expect, because, like, you know, we got a good number of, like, Hisuian forms and Hisuian evolutions in Legends Arceus, so if they're not gonna do that this time around, they could still do evolutions, I suppose. Like, I really don't expect to get Kalosian forms or anything. Mega Aegislash, yeah. Pokemon champions beware. They very well could make a Mega Aegislash. I love Aegislash. I think that'd be cool. I think there's probably a lot you could do with him. Although, what could you do other than just make the Sword and Shield a little more, like, extravagant, you know? Maybe have things, like, floating around him? I don't know, like... Yeah, it's hard to say what megas they'll do, because it was a little arbitrary the first time around, right? Like, did anyone anticipate, like, Mega Medicham? Mega Medicham? Did I say that right? Did anyone anticipate that? I have no idea. Like, a lot of the Mega choices were a little like, really? The first time around. So, I don't know. Obviously, like, Flygon. Right? Everyone wants Flygon. You know what I didn't think about? Is, we see... Mega Sableye. Was he in X and Y? I can't remember. Which of these were introduced in, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire? It's been so long, I can't remember. New Mega Evolutions. Yeah, Sableye and Altaria, I thought so. So we are getting Megas from Oras, which should be expected, but I just wanted to be sure. We are, in fact, getting every Mega up to this point. Other than AZ, we really didn't see anyone from X and Y. Yeah, I don't know. That's really weird. Like, it could be they're just saving them for a surprise. Because, like I said, we still don't know how long after X and Y this is. It could be 5 years. It could be 20 years. We have no idea. So, like, they could be saving that as a surprise. Where, like, we get, like older older... sometimes I go to say things and then I feel like I should stop myself from saying older DILF Sycamore. But like they could do that. Because wouldn't that actually be like a crazy good surprise? If you were playing through the game, just walking around, and you see like grown-up buff Tierno with a beard, like you'd be like, what the? Oh my god! That would actually be pretty exciting. Why is this here? That would actually be pretty exciting. So maybe they're just saving them. Maybe it's a longer time gap than we think, and they're just saving them to have them as a surprise because they're grown up a bit. Like, how much you want to bet Trevor is working at Quasartico? If they're not villainous. If they're villainous, I doubt they would put Trevor there. We don't want to damage the integrity of the character of Trevor. But, like, I could totally see them doing that and bringing back some of those old characters. Yeah, I totally see a version of this where they're like, this new wild zone gate technology invented by Trevor. I could totally see that. That's right, I wanted to go back to the presentation just for the sake of going back to this. I want to see this again, because it was kind of just weird. So we get the Rotom phone notification noise, and then he's like, hey, this is a promotion match announcement. So presumably this is like, there's going to be some sort of, presumably this is going to be some sort of, like, there's going to be some sort of battle league, you know? Oh god, I said battle league. My Mario Strikers fan just quaked. Like, there's going to be some sort of battling league for us to take place in, presumably. And maybe this is what they do with Prism Tower now. Maybe it's no longer a gym. Maybe you go in there and you fight in, like, big rank matches. Although the fact that it, like, glitches out here, like, that makes me think it's, like, sinister, you know? Like, we're harnessing the energy of all battles that take place within Prism Tower to awaken Zygarde. You know what? That thing that you said earlier, Joshua, what if the evil team is trying to use Zygarde's power to like, I could totally see that. If the evil team's, like, if Quasartico's plan is, yeah, we want it to be more harmonious for everyone, but then it turns out that actually the plan is awaken Zygarde, flatten Kalos, and now the Pokemon can have their world back. We'll see. That wouldn't shock me. I can kind of buy that. Like, the fact that there seems to be a sinister element at play here makes me think that, like, I might want to be, in case I needed a reason, distrustful of this giant corporation, Quasartico. Yeah, so you know what? I said this earlier, but as someone who does not really like Legends Arceus very much at all, this game looks kind of sweet. And I'm actually decently excited to know more. I'm decently excited to play this later in the year. I guess, I don't know how much longer I am going to stay. You called it here? Yeah. I promise you. If it happens, someday, if it happens, I will someday make a video talking about this game, and I will come back to this stream and say, my chat member called it, Joshua Bledsoe totally called it all the way back here. If it happens, I will give you that credit, because that is a hell of a call. I suppose, like, if it's a Zygarde game, it probably has something to do with, like, taking back nature, right? He's the one that's supposed to put nature in balance, whether or not it's, like, evil from them or it just happens. I don't know. Like, we'll see, but I will definitely come back here if that call ends up being true. Let's see. See, like, where did he get this? Is this from Twitter? How does he have Adaman in Arena? And I said in the trailer that looks like Glaceon. It is in fact Glaceon EX. During Pokemon checkup, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, do 10 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Huh. Doesn't seem like great. because I'm just like, maybe it's not a fair comparison. I'm like, was there a release date for ZA? I don't think so. It just said late 2025. Late 2025 is what they said. So I'm gonna guess November. It's usually November when they say that, but yeah. And it's crazy to think we will probably be right here, probably on this same stream, presumably in a year. We're reacting to Generation 10. Ain't that kind of crazy? That's crazy to think about. I was posting on Blue Sky like, there's a non-zero chance we see Generation 10 today, and obviously they ended up going more for all ZA, which is expected. Obviously, I didn't expect Gen 10 today, and I'm glad that they're holding off because that means they're going to put a lot of work into it. But there was a non-zero chance we saw it today, so it's good to see that we just got ZA and that it looks this damn good. That's really, really nice. So, like I was saying, I think I'm probably going to be wrapping down the stream here, but I do want to look at all of these TCG Pocket cards because I do like that game quite a bit. So, I'm comparing this Glaceon to Starmie EX as a water type Stage 1 EX. And I'm like, okay, it's got 10 more HP, which 140 I think is going to be a good breakpoint again because of Arceus. Because you'll notice if you have a full bench, this does 130. A basic Pokemon is going to be doing 130 for 3. I don't know how I feel about that, especially since like you can just kind of slot this into the Pikachu EX deck, right? Like this just kind of goes into that. Like it takes a lot of energy for sure, but you have Dawn now. Like that's not as big of a deal, you know. And you might be able to throw in a Shaman, right? Like I guess you wouldn't put it in with Pikachu EX because you need them to be Electric type for Pikachu. Arceus doesn't though. Is this Chinchino's time to shine? You go with Chinchino, put Shaman in there. Your Pokemon are all retreating for free, and then you can Dawn energy around. Maybe combine this with Giratina, and then you can retreat for free, Dawn the energy up to use the big ultimate force. But at maximum, this does 130. Glaceon survives that, so that's at least good for it. But yeah, like Starmie does 90 for 2. I don't remember if Pikachu the bench definitely has to be Electric. I mean, I could double check, I guess. There's no reason not to. Genetic Apex. I should have sorted by Pikachu packs to make it easier. Yeah, benched Electric Pokemon. I thought so. Which is good. I'm glad they thought of that. Otherwise, it would have been a problem. But I was calling out a moment ago. Why am I not just doing... They did put a Chinchino in Genetic Apex, which is the same thing, except it takes 3 instead of 2, but they can be any color. So, I built a Chinchino deck, and it was not great. It was like, okay. But maybe you can get Chinchino going with Arceus. I don't know. Like, they're both building up the bench. I guess 2 different, we got Alt-Art Chinchino? I don't think so. I think Joe usually lists the alt-arts here. I didn't think we did. Like, if I click on, like, Misty, does it show the... No, it doesn't. Is there another? It's only showing the one. I don't think we did, but Chinchino... It is 2 different 3 energy attackers, so maybe it won't be good. But Arceus seems kind of crazy. I don't know how I feel about Glaceon. Like I was saying, Starmie EX does 90 for 2. This does 90 for 3. And it's like it has 10 more HP, and you do 10 damage when the turn passes. It says during Pokemon Checkup. Does that mean yours and your opponent's? I guess I would assume that might mean yours and your opponent's. So this is doing like 20 per cycle. Your turn starts, they take 10. Their turn starts, they take 10. Just the fact that it's you get this extra bonus effect and 10 HP, but Starmie has 1 lower energy cost and retreats for nothing. So, I don't know. This might be playable, but is it better than Starmie? I don't know. Yeah, the fact that it just says during Pokemon checkup, I would assume it may very well work during both yours and your opponent's, which is that's better. That's better because it means you're not doing 90, right? You're doing 100, but kind of 110. If something's at 110 when the turn starts, it goes down to 100. You hit it for 90, and then it goes down the last 10 when their turn starts. So I don't know. This is interesting. I'm curious about this one, though I don't know that I expect it to be amazing. Let's see, Garchomp. So, as expected, this is just 1 energy to do 50 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is a public service announcement to everyone watching who plays TCG Pocket. Do not put Cynthia in this deck. It's not going to work. This is not Garchomp, this is Garchomp EX. I just want to say that, because I was about to say how many people are going to put Cynthia in a deck with this guy and be upset when it doesn't work. Don't do it. I promise you, it won't work. Like, I suppose it's possible, but I really don't think it's going to work. I think they're very particular about that. You know, I think if they gave us a Magmar EX, Blaine would not work with it. So I don't expect Cynthia to work here. And also, I don't think it'll work with linear attack because, at least, especially if you hit your opponent's bench, because I'm pretty sure it says active Pokemon. Then you do 100 for 3. Unless they change it. Yeah, I suppose they could. I don't think they will, though. I think they probably specifically were like, we don't need this. I'll be honest, I'm actually underwhelmed by this. The 50 for 1 to hit anything, that's pretty good, but you don't have Cynthia to boost your power. 100 for 3. Normal Garchomp does 100 for 2. Right, like we just got him. I can, like, scroll down here. This one's also fighting. I just realized he's not a dragon type. Which means he's weak to grass. that I cannot, like, earnestly, being weak to grass makes him so much worse. like so much worse because of Exeggutor. So, honestly, I think this Garchomp EX seems kind of bad. Like, you get 30 more HP, and you get a 1 energy attack that you can use to poke the bench. And those things are good. But you're weak to a type that's more prevalent in the metagame. You give up 2 prize cards when you lose. You need an extra energy to do 100, although you do need the 2 different colors for Garchomp. I guess that matters. But you also can't use Cynthia. It's hard to say, but I kind of feel like normal Garchomp is better than this. Maybe just the big health pool is enough to just be like, oh yeah, you play this one. Maybe that honestly could be that being able to put a cape on this and have 190 HP maybe is good enough that it's just okay. I just want the bulk, even if it takes me an extra turn to Dragon Claw. I get to use my linear attack while I'm setting up for it. You know. I guess this does. Presumably, there's going to be a new Gabite. I'm going to hope that Gabite has a 2 energy attack. Well, because I was going to say, if he has 2 energy attack, you can go second, put an energy on Gibble attack, then evolve to Gabite, put an energy attack, evolve to Garchomp, put an energy attack for 100. But is that even that good? You can't do it with the existing Gabite. I mean, you can, but you would have to have the water energy in your zone, which this guy doesn't need. So, I don't know. This could be playable, but Garchomp EX is like Mega Garchomp, just worse than regular Garchomp. Oof. Yeah, it's kind of true. I'm wondering if when ZA comes out, they will do an expansion that has Megas. It's very interesting that in this same presentation, they gave us new mega cards. I can't get them to. I can't get it to appear. I don't know what this page is, Joe. The new mega cards just evolve straight from the middle evolution. You go from you go from Riolu directly to Mega Lucario. So, like, that's worth noting. I have to assume in TCG Pocket they might not do that. Although, actually, maybe they would, because you would have to have, like, a single Mega Evolution line in TCG Pocket would take up almost half your deck. It would be 8 cards, right, if you run 2 copies of each? That's almost half the deck. 10 cards would be half the deck. Huh. You know what? I'm sitting here talking about how Cynthia doesn't work with this. I should read what Adaman and Irina do, because watch one of these say, your Garchomp EX does something special. And then this whole thing will be pointless. Heal 40 damage. What? Huh? Heal 40 damage from each of your Pokemon with a water energy? Excuse me? What? To accompany Glaceon? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense for her to work with water Pokemon, but... What? This is a supporter that can heal for up to 160 HP? That's a lot. Like, Erica, like, single-handedly makes grass playable. Like, if this hits one thing, it's playable, right? Like, if this card was literally just heal 40 from one of your Pokemon with a water energy, it's not even water type. It's with a water energy attached. What the hell? Because this also means you can, if you're playing like a colorless deck with Arceus, you could heal Arceus. Because you just, if you're playing a colorless deck, pick water energy to be in your energy zone. It doesn't, if it's colorless, it doesn't matter. And you can just have Irida heal the crap out of them. Or Mew, yeah. If this can heal Arceus, this can heal Mew. Anything that attacks for colorless energy. I don't know if you guys can still hear me or see me. It's, I think I think my internet went down, didn't it? Oh my god, my phone, like, my entire YouTube app, like, crashed. I don't know if you guys can still hear me or see me. It says I'm still alive. Am I here? Am I alive? I need to... Okay. It looks like we're back. That was weird. I think my internet has been repeatedly going down recently. It goes down for like a few seconds, and then it suddenly comes back. I hope the recording doesn't have a long pause on there. If it does, maybe I can edit it out. The YouTube editor is terrible, but hopefully it can at least deal with a pause. Okay. I'm glad to be back. I was thinking about ending the stream in the next 5-10 minutes, but maybe OBS made the decision for me. My internet it goes down for like 30 seconds and then it comes back. I don't know why it keeps doing it. Cox Cable is terrible. They're just the worst imaginable. Yeah, it rolled. I don't know if you guys heard the Windows notification. It rolled in my computer and said OBS has been disconnected. I was like, I've never seen that before. All right. Anyway, Irida is absolutely insane. If this card just healed for 40 on one Pokemon, you would play this. But the fact that it heals anything with water, like, psychotic design. Wow. All right, what does Adaman do? During your opponent's next turn, all of your Steel Pokemon take -20. Okay. Okay. So that's definitely not as good as Irida, but it's theoretically playable. Like, just like spit. It's theoretically playable. Obviously, I feel like they're intending for you to combine this, unless there's a new Steel-type card in this expansion, which there could be. There could be a new Steel EX or something. Intending you to combine this with Melmetal, but they're trying to raise the speed. Yeah, the power creep speed run. I don't know. They've done pretty well so far. Yeah, that Irida is just crazy, though. I guess, like, Especially with, like, God, that's such a good anti-Cyrus card. God damn. Water is just, like, not that vulnerable to Cyrus anymore, huh? Dude, that's a crazy card. That's gonna make Palkia so much stronger. Wow. I cannot believe this card. Adamant, whatever. They seemingly want you to play with Melmetal so that he takes minus 40, which is like cool, sure. But like, I'm not thrilled by this one. It seems fine. It's power creep on blue, but not really because it's only for steel types. Whatever, it's fine. This is insane. I can't even believe this. I can't even believe they printed this. Wow. Alright, well, welcome our new water-type overlords. And then last but not least, we got Leafeon. I'll refresh just to make sure Joe hasn't added any more while we've been doing this, but... once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may take a Grass Energy from your energy and zone and attach it to one of your Grass Pokemon. Grass Energy Acceleration. So now you literally don't even have to put an energy onto your Exeggutor. It can just attack for free. You just lead on Leafeon. I guess you don't want to lead on Leafeon, though. If you're running Exeggutor, you want to lead on Exeggutor. 70 for 3 is not good, but he accelerates himself. So, like, theoretically, you only actually need to put, like, 1 on it. You know, if you go second, you can put a Grass on Eevee, attack. And then second turn, you can... If you go second, you put a Grass Energy, attack with Eevee. Then next turn, evolve to Leafeon, put an energy on it, then activate the ability, put an energy on, and you can attack for 70. That's pretty good. I mean, that's not new. That's not a new thing, right? Like, Poniard could do that. Poniard does, like, 50. It does... Or 30? I think Poniard does 30, and then you can evolve the Bisharp, put the second energy on, attack for 70. So it's not, like, a new thing, but it does seem solid. And the fact that you can also then... use the next turn, if it's still alive, put an energy on something else. Oh, this is going down, let's X speed it out, and now I can continue to use that ability, and I have, like, a 3 energy, like, Dawn Stim Pack that I can use to move energy from Leafeon onto my other ones. That seems pretty solid. I don't know if it's, like, amazing, but this seems pretty solid. I think, like, my instinct is to say this is better than Glaceon, but Water decks might just be better than Grass decks. I think Water and Grass are likely to be our 2 big ones. Maybe Arceus will make a splash and we'll see a lot of colorless decks. I don't know. That's right, I wanted to go back to the TCG Pocket segment because they talked in this about... like, I think, like, things, like, flashed on screen, and I wanted to see what it was, but I couldn't tell. Or maybe that was one of the other trailers? I can't remember. I can turn this back on. That seems louder than it was. Coming tomorrow. That's absolutely crazy. Okay, yeah, so there's these. You can obtain special booster packs guaranteed to include at least 1 EX. Available from Thursday. So available today starting at 14 UTC. Siri, what time is it UTC right now? Oh, come on. I want you to tell me, not say, here's how you can open your browser. Current UTC time is 15. Who wants to open a booster pack and see what I get? Who wants to see what I get? I'll open the app now. I bet it's going to say I need to update. I bet it is. So... It says special booster packs. I wonder if I'm going to have to, like, complete missions, and I'm not going to be able to open one. What's sitting... Oh, no, there's 3. Oh, they're all Genetic Apex packs. Well, let's see. Let's see what we get. Everyone place your bets now. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Yeah, this is the Mewtwo pack, by the way. You can tip it. I don't specifically know who that is off the top of my head. I don't specifically recognize it. This is the Mewtwo pack. It's Marowak. All right, sure. I think I have like 8 Marowak EXs, including the 2-star, the full art. So why not? All right, let's go for the Pikachu pack. I actually think I only have 1 copy of Zapdos EX. I might only have one copy, so if it's here, then that would be pretty nice. But I don't think that's who it is, looking at the corner. By turning it, I don't think that's who it is. We got Farfetch'd, Woobat, Snom, Whimsicott, and of course, another Pikachu. Okay. Well, I was hoping for that Zapdos, considering it's a guaranteed thing, but, you know. I have most... I think the only EXs I'm missing are... I only have a single copy of Zapdos and Articuno. Which is kind of crazy, considering how many of these packs I've opened, but... And lastly, we'll go for Charizard and see... Oh! Guess what? I was hoping... let me turn it... I don't know if you guys can see that. That is a rainbow border. We're getting a full art. We're getting some sort of fancy art. What are we getting? And after Rattata, of course. Oh, yes! Hell yes! Extremely playable card. I was just talking about how busted Erica is. And we get that beautiful 2-star Erica. Live on stream, hell yeah. Awesome. That's not only awesome to see, but genuinely, I will use that in probably every grass deck I ever build until the end of time. Yes, please be added to my card decks. Please be added to my card decks. Awesome. Sweet. So I'm glad to say that I actually got something specifically pretty nice out of that pack. That's a good deal, I would say. I'm glad we were able to do that on stream. I was like, wait a minute, this is available right now. I wonder, like... I guess I should look and see. Does it say in the... It says, for more info, check the in-game news. Is it just those 3? Special gifts. Let's see what it says. There will also be missions you can complete to obtain rewards. Are those available? It does not seem like it. Maybe they'll start tonight. That wouldn't shock me. Okay, I was hoping it would give me a little more info than that, but sure. Got to open a cool pack live on stream. Love to see that. Celebrate Pokemon Day with a special event. Special missions are coming. Oh, so this is the special missions then. To get Space Time Smackdown packs? I wonder if those also have guaranteed EXs. If I do, I hope I get a Yanmega. I don't have a single Yanmega EX after over 100 Dialga packs, and I still do not have a single Rocky Helmet, second lowest rarity in the game, Rocky Helmet, after all this time. After like 130 something Palkia packs, I still do not have a single Rocky Helmet. I don't understand. I finally got Cresselia. I still don't have Giratina. I have a full art Giratina. I have the alt art Giratina. I don't have the normal Giratina. And I still don't have Rocky Helmet. It's killing me. It's killing me. I want to play like Skarmory decks, but you just kind of... Like, you have to play Lumberry. Cape is not enough. You need 2. Ranked matches are coming. I was really hoping they would announce a sale on packs so that I could buy cards a little more... with a little less guilt. But not this time, it would seem. Alright, well, I think we've been streaming for almost 2 hours at this point. This is much longer. I thought I'd probably be streaming for 30 minutes, but there was a lot I wanted to talk about in the end. So I think it's probably about time that we call it quits. And just get hyped for the next batch of Legends ZA news. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's right, on Blue Sky, the shiny... You asked me about the shiny Bisharp. Is your new False Swiper. Sweet. That's, False Swipe is always useful. It's always useful. I always, like... I've been recently, like, completing... Like, oh, I say recently. Randomly, in short bursts, over the course of a very long time. I'm completing... I'm going to try to complete the National Dex in Gen 3, which is just a horrible experience. It takes so long. You have to play so many different games. But I think I'm gonna set up a smear goal to be my big False Swiper. I kind of want... I think what I'm going to do is activate Altering Cave and then I'm gonna get an Altering Cave Smeargle, and I'm gonna like transfer that up. I'm gonna get everything in Gen 3, transfer that up to Gen 4, and then keep using him, transfer him up to Gen 5, and I'm gonna do like end up with a full living dex moved up to Pokemon Home, I think. I want to do it. I want to get a full Pokedex available in at least one copy of Ultra Sun and like Alpha Sapphire or something. A Gen 6 and a Gen 7 game. I want to get a full complete Pokedex in one of those before they shut down Pokemon Bank. Just so that I have it forever, you know. But yeah, it's completing Gen 3 is a whole process because some of the Pokemon are just so difficult to get, and a lot of them you have to kind of like you have to play a bunch of different games, you know. Artisan Cave has Smeargle. I know. I just want it to be Altering Cave. I just want to do the fancy one. Get all the Pokemon League ribbons? Yeah, probably. Probably. I was thinking like it would be fun to like pick my top 6 favorites from every generation and have them take them into the Pokemon League. I don't think I'm going to get the League ribbons for everyone because that would be hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon. That would be a lot of playtime, but I was thinking like I might take like my top 6 from each generation and get them the thing. And then maybe like, or maybe instead get my one favorite from Gens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and have them on one team and have them each get them. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Because I do kind of want a Pokemon to have all of them, but I don't know. It's a whole thing. I'm just rambling at this point. Thank you all for coming out to the stream. Every time I do a stream, I worry that I'm going to be sitting here talking to no one. So I'm glad you all showed up and watched some Legends ZA with me. Looked at some TCG Pocket cards. I can't even believe this. I can't even believe they did this. This card's going to be so insane. But anyway, thanks for coming out, guys. I'm working on the new episode. I'm sorry it's taking so long. I talked about it at the start of the stream, but I'm just... These episodes take so long. They always end up longer than I want. I always end up doing more passes of the script than I want because I want them to be perfect. I want them to be funny and really entertaining. And I'm also trying to use new editing programs so that I don't have to be umbilically attached to Adobe anymore. So it's probably still going to be a little while, but I am working on it. It may or may not be related to a certain driving franchise. Anyway, no more spoilers. I'm going to actually end stream this time. Thank you all for coming out, and I will see you all in the next stream or video, depending on which comes next. I don't know. But peace out, guys. I'll see you around.